Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to do a makeup look that basically goes from day to night. So this is basically the makeup that I've been wearing for work. I've had this on since it's been about 10 hours since I've had this makeup on. So for basically work, this is optometry work. I've started taking on some locum days. I basically have some foundation, concealer, powder to set my concealer, a little bit of blush, which is probably the Spirit, some highlighter, which you can still see. I generally tend to just wear a lip liner with a bit of gloss. Gloss is obviously worn off and most of the lip liners come off, and I always do my eyebrows. Now, recently I've just been wearing matte eyeshadows even at night, even when I go out, only on the occasion when I wear a bit of shimmer on my lids. But for optometry work, I don't actually wear mascara because when I look through the microscope when we do the ocular health checks, I find that the mascara actually smears the lens, so I don't wear mascara to work. But if I was going for makeup work, then I would wear mascara. But today I don't have mascara on because I went for optometry work. So what I tend to do when I go out in the evenings after a day of work, I don't actually take my makeup off, I build on what I already have. And I find that my makeup tends to last pretty well anyway. My foundation tends to wear off around my nose, so I do tend to reapply that. And if something has worn off, like my concealer or whatever, I would just go back and apply some more. But I don't take my makeup off and start over. So, that was a long introduction. So what I'm going to do is just build on what I have already and do something that I would wear for the evening. So looking at my makeup now, my concealer's lasted pretty well. I will add a bit more just to lighten the area up a bit. I'll top up on some blush, even some highlighter, lipstick. My foundation seems okay, but I am going to add just a little bit more around my nose. And today I'm wearing my L'Oreal True Match foundation. I've only got 6.5W of tan, so this is the correct shade for me now. And I applied it with a beauty blender, which I'm going to use again. So I don't have a particular order in which I go. I'm just looking at what I need work on, and that's what I'm going to go on. So I've just taken a little bit of foundation onto my beauty blender, and I'm just going to go around my nose. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that. I will reapply a bit of concealer, but I'll do that towards the end. Recently, I've been trying out the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancers. Now, for day-to-day work, like I don't really have time in the mornings to do makeup. I have about 10 to 15 minutes at best. So what I've been trying out recently is the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancers. I've got a couple of samples here. I've got the SX12 and SX11. SX12 is a bit dark for me. It's a little bit more sort of yellowy orange or orangey yellow. That's the colour that it is there. And I use this as my corrector. And then I go in with SX11, which is my basic shade. It's a good match to my skin. And I go and I use that as my concealer. Now the reason this is actually a lot quicker than using a corrector is because it's not really orange. It's basically just a shade darker than or a couple of shades darker than my natural skin. So it's easier to cover up and I don't have to spend so much time blending and making sure that there's no orange showing through. So I've been using this and I actually really love the way this looks. I'm actually going to go and get the full-size versions of both of these. And the samples I got from Camera Ready Cosmetics, and you get this much, and it looks like little, but it's actually a really generous amount because you need the tiniest amount of this product. And this has lasted me ages. So next I'm actually going to work on my eyeshadow. Now I want to put on a bit of a base. So what I'm going to do is just take some of the SX11 onto a brush. And I'm just taking the smallest amount. I'm just going to conceal my eyelid. So I already did have a little bit of eyeshadow on, but that's completely come off. I didn't put much, just a single coat of a matte eyeshadow. And I'm just going to set my eyelids with some RCMA No Colour Powder. I've just got a little sample size. I do have the large bottle, but I just took some out on here. And I'm just going to set that concealer. So this is my go-to eyeshadow palette. This is a customized palette. There's some Makeup Geek eyeshadows, Artist of Makeup eyeshadows, which is the larger ones here, and then these are some Inglot eyeshadows. These are all matte eyeshadows. This is what I've been reaching for constantly. And by the way, this palette, the NT palette, is by, let me get this off, tell it's new. It's by Freedom Makeup, sister company to Makeup Revolution. And I absolutely love this palette. The magnet is really strong in there, and it's got a fantastic mirror. So I'm just going to use these eyeshadows. Now, when I go to work, I really don't do any sort of crease work or anything like that. I sometimes put a bit of bronzer into my crease and that's it. So what I'm going to do is just use some warm brown. So what am I going to take? I'm going to take this brown here, this reddish brown. I think this is Mocha by Makeup Geek. And I'm just going to run that into the crease. And then I'm taking this colour, which is Creme Brulee by MAC, that one there, by Makeup Geek, sorry. Same brush, and I'm just going to blend the outer edge of that eyeshadow. I'm taking a more taper brush, and I'm going in with Espresso by Artist of Makeup. And I'm just going into the outer corner. And then blending that into the crease. And just connecting that to the lower lash line. So I've recently just been using matte eyeshadows, and what I do is just use Creme Brulee. Sorry, not Creme Brulee, Peach Smoothie, again by Makeup Geek, and just run that onto the main eyelid. And then going back in with the first blending brush, I'm just going to blend that out. So just the edges out. And then taking the same crease colours onto my lower lash line. So starting with that warm brown, which is Mocha, on the lower lash line. And then just on the outer corner, Espresso. And then I don't even wear eyeliner or anything. I just take a black eyeshadow onto my angle brush and just run that onto the upper lash line. And then sort of blend it out just to smoke it out a little bit. And I'm using Black Smoke by Artist of Makeup. You can use any black eyeshadow. And I'm just applying that onto the lower lash line as well. I'm just going to take a little bit of that black and just run that just on the outer corners, just to add a little bit of smokiness to the look. Okay, and then I'm just going to take some of the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer, and this is in SX11. And I'm just going to add that under my eye. I'm adding a very, very thin layer of this. Okay, and I'm just going to go in with the Beauty Blender again, and just on the side that I added the foundation, I'm just going to blend that into the concealer. I do have to set this with powder, so I'm going to go back in with the RCMA powder, and just on the Beauty Blender again, on the tip of my Beauty Blender, and the blender is damp. So I use the Barry M Chisel Cheeks contour kit in the morning when I did my makeup. So I'm just going to go back in with the same powders and contour my face again and bronze it up again. I'm using the Real Techniques multitask brush. I'm going in with the contour shade, which is the darkest of the lot. And just adding that on. And then taking the middle shade, which is the bronzer shade, and just adding that onto my cheeks. I went a little bit crazy with that, so I'm just using my Beauty Blender just to tone that down a little bit. For my cheeks, I am going in with the same blush that I used in the morning, which is just that nude shade there. And then for highlighter, I am going back in with MAC's Soft and Gentle, which is what I had on earlier. I always tap off the brush because there's so much glitter on this. And I'm just going back in onto the high points of my face. Just going down onto the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, and lightly on my chin. I'm actually going to use this as my eyeshadow because I actually do feel like a little bit of shimmer today. But I'm going to use a damp brush for this. So I'm just taking some product onto my brush and I'm just going to dampen it with some, this is not Fix Plus, this is Pro Fix by Makeup Revolution. And I'm just going to add that onto the inner third of the eye. Actually, inner 2/3. I'm going to use the same product to highlight my brow bone. And then I'm actually going to deepen up my eyebrows because I've just realised that they're not as intense as I'd like them to be. So I'm just going to use some of the eyeshadows from my palette and I'm just going to deepen that up. So today I'm using Hypno by Ofra. This is one of the Manny MUA liquid lipsticks. So this is it, this is the look done. This is what I would do going from day to night. I hope this was useful for some of you. I hope you all enjoyed this. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you all next time. Bye.